So I had this thought this morning with it being spooky season and all the slasher films being on television that a lot of people look at their God as being more like Jason or Michael than like the biblical Jesus. They see him as a slasher that is somehow out to get vengeance on all of their imagined and real enemies. And if you put this in the context of global politics right now, with everything that is happening in the Middle East, we actually see Christians out here applauding and cheering the vengeance that is taking place, the tit for tat that is being exchanged in the Middle East in the name of justice. I think that certainly we can all agree that anytime civilians, children, the elderly, anytime anybody suffers and they are being targeted to be punished for the political actions of a nation or a group, that we can agree that that should not happen in our world. In fact, if you look at the major religions of the world, the traditions that are at odds with one another across the world right now, in the Jewish tradition, you have the word compassion in many of the text. It is a leading virtue among Jewish people. In fact, it's where we get the concept for motherly love, the concept of the womb being protected. In the Islamic tradition, in the first lines of the Quran, the word compassion is mentioned. In fact, I read this morning that the word compassion that is translated compassion in the Quran is the most repeated word. And then, of course, in the Christian tradition, compassion and mercy should be one that all of us should embrace as Christians. So I think when you look at these slasher films, a lot of times the killer is set in the context of some sort of morality play. In the situation, circumstance of Jason Voorhees, he is someone that is out for vengeance for the death of his mother, and his target is frequently drunk teenagers that are engaging in promiscuity or drug use. And so it is a vengeance narrative. In a lot of these slasher films, that is what motivates the killer, is some sort of revenge. Sadly, I think that a lot of people in the world today have mistaken their God for some sort of slasher. And certainly in the terms of Christianity, that should never be the case.